Have you ever stopped to consider what life would be without clean water? It's the unsung hero in our daily lives, the silent force that keeps us healthy, nourishes our environment, and fuels our societies. It's in every cup of tea, every shower, every garden we grow. Yet, for many around the world, access to this essential resource remains a luxury, not a guarantee. Indeed, clean water is the lifeblood of our civilization, and its importance cannot be overstated. Now, let's turn back the clock to ancient times when our ancestors first recognized the need for clean water. Our journey begins with the basic act of boiling water. This age-old method, still in use today, was the first line of defense against waterborne diseases. The heat kills or inactivates harmful organisms, making the water safer to drink. But our ancestors didn't stop there. They experimented with various filtration methods. Sand was a popular choice for filtration, used to physically remove impurities. Early civilizations understood that water flowing through sand became clearer, a process we now know as mechanical filtration. The Egyptians, in particular, were quite innovative in their approach to water purification. They not only used sand, but also introduced the use of a rudimentary form of charcoal, known as biochar. This technique, which we refer to as activated charcoal filtration today, was used to remove unpleasant tastes and odors from the water. The Greeks, on the other hand, were known for their forward-thinking ideas in many areas, including water purification. They discovered that heating a plant known as Hippurus vulgaris, or mare's tail, and adding it to water could purify it. This was one of the earliest instances of using plant extracts for water purification. Not to be outdone, the Romans built on these methods and engineered sophisticated water systems. They constructed aqueducts to transport water and utilized sand filters to purify it. Their understanding of the importance of clean water for public health was truly ahead of its time. These early methods laid the groundwork for the water purification systems we use today. They reflect humanity's enduring ingenuity and the fundamental importance of clean water in our lives. From boiling water on a fire to filtering it through sand and charcoal, to utilizing plant extracts, our ancestors were resourceful in their pursuit of clean water. Their methods, while rudimentary compared to our modern techniques, were effective for their time and paved the way for future innovations. So, as we can see, the quest for clean water has been a part of human civilization from the very beginning. Moving forward to the Middle Ages, we find that the art of water purification saw significant advancements. These advances were spurred by a growing understanding of the importance of clean water for public health and the spread of knowledge through the expanding network of trade routes. In this period, a technique known as distillation began to gain traction. This was a process where water was boiled, and the steam was then captured and condensed back into a liquid state. This method effectively eliminated many of the contaminants found in water, such as salts, metals, and certain types of bacteria. However, the process was energy-intensive and required specific equipment, limiting its widespread use. Distillation was primarily used for scientific and medicinal purposes, but it laid the groundwork for many modern water purification methods. Simultaneously, the use of a substance known as alum became prevalent for sedimentation. Alum has the unique property of attracting fine particles in water, causing them to clump together and settle at the bottom. This process made it easier to remove these particles, significantly improving the clarity of the water. However, like distillation, this was also a resource-intensive process, and while it improved the water's appearance, it did not necessarily make it safe to drink. These developments in the Middle Ages were significant steps forward in the quest for clean water. They showcased the ingenuity of people of the time, who were constantly looking for ways to improve their quality of life. However, these methods were not without their limitations. They were often expensive and time-consuming, and they were not always effective in eliminating all types of contaminants. Despite these advancements, waterborne diseases remained a significant health concern, signaling the need for even more effective water purification methods. This need would drive further innovations and developments in the field of water purification, leading us into the era of modern water treatment that we will explore in the next scene. As we enter the modern era, we find that the quest for clean water took on a scientific approach. Our journey through the annals of water purification now brings us to the turn of the 20th century, a time of massive scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements. This era marked a significant shift in our understanding of what constitutes clean water. The invention of the microscope in the 17th century had paved the way for this transformation, enabling scientists to peer into the unseen world of microorganisms lurking in our water. Once we had a glimpse into this microscopic world, we discovered a whole host of microbes, many of which posed serious health risks. Waterborne diseases like cholera and typhoid, once thought to be the result of bad air or miasma, were now understood to be caused by these invisible creatures. This new knowledge spurred the development of techniques aimed at eliminating these harmful microbes from our water supply. One such technique was chlorination. Invented in the early 20th century, chlorination involves adding chlorine to water. The chlorine reacts with the water to form hypochlorous acid and hypochlorite ion, both of which are lethal to many harmful bacteria and viruses. This simple and cost-effective method quickly became a cornerstone of modern water treatment, drastically reducing the incidence of waterborne diseases. Around the same time, another microbe-killing technique was being developed: ultraviolet or UV treatment. This method exposes water to UV light, which damages the DNA of harmful microbes, rendering them unable to reproduce and thus harmless. UV treatment is particularly effective against pathogens that are resistant to chlorine, making it a valuable tool in our water purification arsenal. These scientific breakthroughs, along with advances in filtration technology and the development of water treatment plants, have revolutionized the way we purify water. Today, we're able to remove not just visible impurities, but also invisible threats, ensuring that the water we drink is as clean and safe as possible. Of course, these methods are not without their challenges. Chlorination, for instance, can produce harmful byproducts, and UV treatment requires a clear water source to be effective. Nonetheless, they represent significant strides in our ongoing quest for clean water. These scientific breakthroughs transformed water purification, making clean water accessible to more people than ever before. So, what does the future hold for water purification? Our journey through the history of water purification has brought us to the edge of the present, but let's take a leap into the future. Advancements in technology and science are painting a promising picture for the future of water purification. One of the most exciting areas of research is nanotechnology. Imagine microscopic particles, so tiny that thousands could fit on the head of a pin, working to purify water. These nanoparticles can be engineered to target specific contaminants, removing them from water with incredible efficiency. This could revolutionize the way we purify water, making it more effective and less energy-intensive. Biotechnology is another field making waves in water purification. Scientists are exploring how we can use the natural processes of bacteria and other microorganisms to purify water. This isn't science fiction, folks. It's happening right now. And while we're still figuring out how to harness these biological processes on a large scale, the potential is enormous. But why is all this research and innovation so important? Well, let's consider the challenges we face. With global population growth, the demand for clean water is only going to increase. At the same time, climate change is making water scarcity a reality for many parts of the world. These advancements in water purification technology could be key in meeting these challenges head-on. These are just a glimpse of the many innovations on the horizon. Other groundbreaking technologies like forward osmosis, biomimicry, and cloud seeding are also shaping the future of water purification. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, we're finding new ways to ensure everyone has access to clean, safe water. So what does the future hold for water purification? It's a future filled with promise and potential. It's a future where we continue to learn, innovate, and adapt to ensure the availability of clean water for all. As we look to the future, we can see that the quest for clean water will continue to drive innovation and discovery. So, what can we learn from the history of water purification? Well, we've seen that the quest for clean water is as old as civilization itself. From the early rudimentary methods like boiling and filtration through sand and charcoal, to the more advanced techniques of the Middle Ages, like distillation and coagulation, mankind has always been innovative in ensuring the availability of clean water. In the modern era, we've witnessed a leap in purification technology with the introduction of chemical treatment, ultraviolet light, and reverse osmosis. And looking ahead, the future promises even more exciting advancements. But the crux of the matter remains the same. The need for clean water is universal and constant. Technology plays a crucial role in meeting this need, and its evolution reflects our relentless pursuit of better, more efficient ways to ensure clean water for all. Clean water is a necessity, not a luxury. And as the history of water purification shows, it's a necessity we must never take for granted.